Leviticus 16 takes us into the most sacred moment of Israel's calendar, the Day of Atonement, the one day each year when separation between God and his people was confronted head-on. This chapter opens with a reminder that God's holiness is not symbolic. After the death of Aaron's sons, the warning is clear that approaching God carelessly leads to death. Atonement is not casual. It is costly, deliberate, and deeply serious. Only once a year, the high priest could enter the most holy place behind the veil. Aaron was not allowed to come as he pleased. He first had to bathe, put on simple linen garments, and offer a sacrifice for his own sin. Even the mediator needed atonement. Before he could stand for the people, he had to acknowledge his own need for cleansing. This shows that no human, no matter how holy their role, stands innocent before God. 2 goats were then brought before the Lord. Lots were cast, one for the Lord and one to be sent away. The first goat was sacrificed, and its blood was carried behind the veil and sprinkled on the mercy seat. Blood, representing life, was placed where God's presence dwelled, showing that atonement required life to cover sin. This was not punishment for punishment's sake. It was restoration. The blood symbolically cleansed the sanctuary itself because sin was understood to pollute not just people, but sacred space. The second goat carried a different message. Aaron laid both hands on its head and confessed over it all the sins of Israel, their rebellion and their disobedience. The goat was then sent into the wilderness, carrying those sins away. This image is powerful. Sin was not only forgiven, it was removed. The people did nothing in this moment except watch. Atonement was God's work, not theirs. Leviticus 16 emphasizes that atonement brings order back to what sin disrupts. It restores relationship, cleanses contamination, and allows God to dwell among his people without consuming them. The people were commanded to humble themselves and rest. No striving, no proving, just surrender. In later Jewish tradition, this day became known as YomKippur, a day still marked by fasting and repentance. For Christians, this chapter is often seen as pointing forward to a greater atonement, where forgiveness and removal of sin are no longer annual, but complete. Either way, the message remains the same. Atonement is not about fear, it is about mercy. A holy God makes a way for flawed people to remain in his presence. If you want to continue walking through the Bible one chapter at a time with clarity and depth, follow along and stay with me as we uncover what these ancient texts still reveal today.